Hi, good morning. It's been about a week or a little bit, week plus since I spoken on YouTube. I made one of my sharings, and I think it's time to do it again. And what I've been thinking, the first title I came up with is, and remember, I've mentioned before that titles are critical to me, that the title comes first, and the rest of it kind of works its way around the title. But always, that's how I work. It's gifted, or so I came up with there's a guru in everyone, and I don't know, it's like enlightenment, karma. Guru has just been overused, and somehow less people, only Indians can be gurus, okay? But I like master. And primarily what a master is someone that's mastered their self. Remember, I didn't say master themselves. Mastered their self. Gotten rid of the little self, the egoic self. Left it by the wayside. Embraced the cosmic capitalized self as the commonality, as the binding, as the connection, as the totality of all that exists. So master of your self. And just as we are all Buddhas in different stages of awakening, or different stages of wakefulness, or some of us are heavy in slumber. Deeply invested in sleeping, and all of it's okay, because our time will come. Each and every one of us will wake up and remember what they've forgotten, which is that we're all one. So again, this category of teacher or guru, what is it? I say we all have it within us. And within us, just as there's this innate given propensity, tendency to existing in a state of wakefulness, to be totally aware of our place in the cosmos, to understand the ordinariness of such accomplishment, or such a journey. And most importantly is to remember, to humble ourselves, to remember the immensity of what remains after we awaken, after we put the ego to rest, or kill it, and then mourn it, and then accept that it was only Maya. Nothing dies, nothing lives, in the same sense that it's a constant state of onness. There's no off switch. So embracing the ordinariness of your state of wakefulness, You're right where you need to be. And what I'm aiming for in this is saying, well, there's a teacher within, just as the Buddha's within. So the Buddha will emerge, and then comes several years of the Buddhahood maturing and getting past that last hurdle of spiritual ego, the most insidious, the most well concealed, the last to go. And it's interesting that it happens after you wake up, after you've realized your Buddhahood, after you've found yourself as an infant Buddha. Part of the process of growing into Buddhahood adolescence is this emergence of somehow that you're special or different or unique and deserve to be recognized for your accomplishments. Ironic, because there's nothing to accomplish, it's already here. So, just as this Buddha lies within, is the teacher, the master. There comes a time when, if you so choose, because it's always up to you, some beings just focus on the continuing upward spiral. Okay, I woke up here, there's a long way to go, an infinite, so let's get started. And then others choose to do their best to help anyone that's available or willing or ready. We say to help all sentient beings, and in a way that's true, because we do this by simply being as an example. Whether or not we recognize matters not. But when they improve the lot of all sentient beings, it's a grandiose goal. But when you realize that it, like everything else, the simplicity of it is that you do it by example, not that you're going to have some kind of overpowering, oversweeping on some undue, unchallenged, unknown power over anyone. No. So, again, in the spirit of documentation, I'm in the process of becoming a teacher. A teacher in the sense that will sit in a meditation space that's available for others to come and sit with me. I've been sharing on YouTube for a couple of years, 2.5 years, I guess. But that's different than making yourself available. And so Haiyang, my Chinese name, Haiyang Zendo, I converted my garage. I'm holding regular meditative hours. I've had 3 students come by one time and never returned. So maybe there's work to do. But my part of the thing is that I'm set hours, I'm down in my space, in my Zendo, with the sliding door open, available to anyone who wants to either join me or just gawk or just pass or just be curious. But my role, I'm fulfilling. I created the space. I've been tweaking it and I'm pretty happy with it. There will always be some new additions and some things to work on. I'm working on a bilingual, simple, one-page teaching that I can share, because my language limitations means that I can communicate in Chinese the language that's I'm surrounded by. But I can put out something that, and I want to, 3 dots. I always talk about 3 steps and you're done. 3 strikes and you're out. So it's going to be something. I'm going to go to somewhere, maybe a place that makes menus and have it laminated like a menu with one side with Chinese and one side with English, and try to get my friend to design something nice that is attractive and appropriate for this instruction that I'll have available put it on top of every cushion that I lay out. But I'm doing my part. And the rest is up to the universe. I'm not promoting, other than I created a Haiyang Zendo page to share, to post inspirational photos and messages from other teachers and other sources, to document the progress of my Zendo, to post hours. But now, basically, all I'm doing is I go and sit for 3 to 4 hours a day in my Zendo, door open, available to public. And one of the things that I hadn't taken into consideration, that you only notice by being there, by getting there, is that how susceptible I am to energies from the outside, and how I'm not equipped, not properly, not sufficiently equipped to deal with the multitude, the diversity of individuals that just pass my space, pass my aura. And that's why I'm going to use this. This is a mala. Colleen, my wife, is getting better, and a mala is 108 beads. And you'll see that this is basically tricolor. If I spin it around, there'll be a green at the top, and then kind of a yellow and an orange. And I'm wearing this in particular because this is my chakra protection, and where I need the worst. I mean, interestingly enough, I'm defined from the head through the heart. So the crown chakra is open, the 4th eye back here is open, the 3rd eye is open, and it's to my throat. So this energy that comes in can get to my throat and express my sharings, express my insight, it express or just share what the universe is providing me through this. And then on the bottom, the root, solid roots in the ground. And then I have one side of the solar plexus, emotion. I divide the solar plexus into 2. One is, this is chakra number 3. One is the emotive side, and the other is instinctual, the splenic side. So I kind of play with the chakras, you know. I have root, and then sacral energy, where we generate, that's a dynamo, where we generate the energy. The sacral is very interesting because I'm working on the sacral. The sacral is what allows you to open up, to envelop all, to be able to be in the presence of thousands, and it matters not. And each of those thousands receives the same amount of attention, the same amount of concern, the same amount of energy, the same amount of work. I'm a one-on-one, so the sacral, and I'm a non-energy being. 2 hours of work and I'm done. I like naps. sleeping is very important to me. And meditation is my way of rejuvenating. But then the solar plexus is the chakra number 3, and I've divided it in 2. Arbitrarily, just me. Okay. But 2, splenic, which is the instinctual survival. So I have the root and I have survival. I'm always okay. No matter where you put me, I've survived in this foreign culture, in a foreign country, without speaking the language for 23 or 24 years. Now, there's no bragging in this. I'm not equipped. I've been around Chinese for 25 years, surrounded by it, and I know so little. And it just doesn't seep in, it doesn't work. I'm decided a long time ago to master my mother tongue, English, to become truly proficient in English and to increase my vocabulary, to make my reading vocabulary available to vocalization. But every time I find a new word in English, I'm right on the dictionary. These electronic days were all plugged in. I'm immediately on the new word. I get excited. Something new, something heretofore unknown. And I try to use it. So anyway, I've chosen to master my mother tongue because I haven't. I just don't have, we all have skills, and my skill set doesn't include language. It's not about caring, it's not about effort, it's just what it is. Like a rock that the water can't penetrate. I'm like a rock that the language can't penetrate. I know a little bit. I can go get my breakfast. I can get around. But most times when I try to speak Chinese, people say, "Is that English?" I said, "No, that's Chinese." Said, "That's not my Chinese." So you have to be thin. You can't be thin-skinned. You have to develop a thick skin and a good ability to laugh at oneself, which is critical in all of this. In living life, it's very critical. Laughter should start at yourself. It should start from within. Because we're funny creatures. No doubt about it. I'm probably extraordinarily a funny creature. Funny in the sense of strange, bizarre, unique, individualistic. So, back to the point. This orange is the energy. This orange is what would allow me to envelop, to be at ease around multitudes. And more importantly, to be able to work with more people, crowds. I think ideally my dojo fully filled will be about 30 people. And when I reach there, I don't know. Doesn't matter. But to be able to be present in front of, protected of 30 individuals that all bring their own baggage, their own experiences, their own individuality, their own ego. So one-on-one, I'm really good, and I consider what I'm doing one-on-one, even though there's no other than I'm looking into my computer. But I consider this, I'm talking to you one at a time. And I've always been good with one at a time. So anyway, as I've made myself more available to the public, even though there hasn't been many people in my space, but just the fact of taking that step, it's a huge step from self-reflection to sharing, to really being as presumptuous that you have something that you can become a teacher, and that you can have mastery over your teaching and become and earn the title master, to feel comfortable by being addressed as master. All this takes time and effort, and again, we do our part. That's all we can do. The rest is up to the universe. So, chakra, this is the second chakra, solar. This is sacral, energetic, to be able to be, not energetic enough to be able to entertain more than one person at a time, to teach, to be in the presence of more than one person at a time. It wears me out because I'm a non-energy being, and maybe you don't understand, it's not the time to address it. Energy beings have a strong sacral. Their orange color is powerful. They're a dynamo. They create energy, and they need to just work till they drop. And non-energy beings are not here to work. Simple. We're not equipped to work. We need to find external sources for our energy. And that's part of what wearing this orange color on this particular mala. And I've decided this is the mala that I will use from now on my sharings, because it's what I need the most. When I sit, I'm using amethyst. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll show them those malas. You've seen my white with purple, and I just have a brand new one that my wife has made. And it's beautiful that she's getting so that she's able to put more of herself in what she's creating. These beautiful bracelets. I've got more here, and again, I'll put them in order. Sacral, solar plexus, and heart. The three colors, the same three colors that I have. Let's put them on. Okay. Well, she's able to put more and more of herself. This is what she does. She works really hard online. That's online sales for livelihood. But she's a multitasker. So she's constantly creating these. But the latest one I just got a few days ago is just so full of healing. And she knows exactly what I need. And she's been telling me every day, you have to work on being able to deal with diverse energies, and to not always be able to be in control of what auras you're in. Traditionally, I'd make my choice. I'm pretty much of a recluse, and when I do venture out, I'm selective, okay? But I have to get over that. So not only, and it's interesting that I'm making my teachings all about the violet consuming flame, which is a way to rid oneself of personal karma and accumulate karma from outside. So my practice is exactly perfect for what I personally need. Okay. And then the yellow, which I've told you is usually the solar plexus, but I feel that here, the left side is the liver, the left side is the splenic, instinctual ability to survive. Our mind is really honed. I have solid roots, solid connection in the top, and now's where it gets iffy. The top to the throat. Below the throat is the heart, and so it's root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, pineal gland, third eye, and the crown chakra, which is actually above. This is the one that, if I put my hands like this, and honestly, I can just feel the energy just pour in. So solid foundation and solid top. So this is to work on the side of the solar plexus about emotion, because I'm what they call a non-emotive human being. I'm not on the emotions as a wave, like it's tied to the lunar cycle. With my splenic developed, I'm here to make decisions right now, in the moment, and to listen to that small voice that only talks once. From the emotions, which is the mind, the monkey mind, but to be aware of the sacral energy from the splenic side, the warning, don't turn left, don't turn, don't turn left, go straight. And I just have to tune in, because it's survival in the moment, and it's the most basic instinctual. We share this with the animals. The animals are highly tuned because they understand their survival literally depends on their ability to avoid, to listen, to act on instinct. And then the heart, the green, way up here. And it's interesting that this middle part of me, other than one side, this middle part of me is not defined. The chakras are not firmly established. So I need the green. I'm working on compassion. I've always been judgmental. So the solution for judgmental comes from compassion. And my heart chakra, I've had heart attacks. 2 heart attacks, 2 a bypass, open heart surgery, 2 stents put in one of my arms and to break up blood clots. I will go when my time comes. It'll be from a heart attack. And literally, my heart is attacking me. And it's because it's not defined. This is not my strongest. What I'm trying to share with you is that we're gifted by birth, almost astrologically, if you want to say that way. The symbolic, it's just what it is. So you're born with strengths and you're born with weaknesses. So strengths get you through, and your weaknesses you need to work on. So this compassion, this practice of infinite love is what I'm here to work on most, because I can do without the energy. I can do without that roller coaster of emotions. Trust me, those of you that are in that roller coaster can only be awestruck that I'm not controlled by emotions, never have been. And then I've talked about the blue Buddha, the healing medical Buddha, the Tibetan picture of this beautiful indigo blue, has asked permission to come and sit. And he's actually created yet another chakra, the blue Buddha chakra. And he's helping with the heart, because my voice, someone just told me, they pointed out, they listened to my voice on these videos sounds much different than when I'm just talking. My wife even mentioned that. Wow, you sound so different. And it's the blue Buddha, because he's helping me to heal. Some people heal through touch. I heal through my voice. And through the graces, I don't heal. The Blue Buddha is working with me. So he takes my heart, which is, as a consequence, is getting stronger. And he brings it up through my throat so that I can share. So the words, you have to understand, the words are coming here. They're not going this way. The light, the energy, the universe comes through here. And through the bottom, like the roots of the trees. My nutrition, my water, my vitamins, my foundation, the very soil that roots me into the ground. Solid foundation, weak middle. And honestly, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm quite content with the gifts that I was given, and I'm more than willing to work on those that were lacking. And I'm thinking that my zendo is empty because I'm not really ready to. I don't know how to dispose of the karma, the mental, emotional, physical realities of my environment when I start bringing multiple people in. I work daily with my violet consuming flame, and I'm working on expand part. My teaching will be center here, work on yours, burn your daily karma. After you surrender your karma, when you surrender your ego, you surrender your karma. But just by living, just by breathing in and out, just by the heartbeat, you're accumulating karma. And remember, karma is karma. There's no such thing as good karma and bad karma. Karma means action, and action is what ties you to the body, coupled with suffering brought on for attachment. That's what keeps you in your body. Suffering because of the desire for attachment. Attaching yourself to money, power, wealth, pretty baubles, whatever it is, bling, whatever it is. So the green is here, and with the help of the Blue Buddha, he's helping my chakra. So I go on and I do my part, and I sit. But when I have to go out in public or go do something, or somebody comes around that's particularly emotional, people that are real disruptive for me, she said, boy, it takes you a long time to calm down. You got to work on that, master. You got to master that, master. To be a real master, you got to master that. Yes, indeed. So I'll sit in the empty zendo. I'll do my part. I'll sit in the empty zendo until I'm truly ready to deal with the diversity of individual that bring into my protected envelope. You have to expose yourself. It's a risk. It's a risk worth taking. You have to take it.